What's up, YouTube? It's your boy here, Trey Washington. I'm back at you with another video. Today, we're watching how far we came. Black teen versus grandparents. In my opinion, we ain't came that far, man. In my opinion, we still doing the same shit we did back when our grandparents was doing it. I feel like it's a little bit of our grandparents' fault because they were too docile. You know what I mean? They was too calm, too chill, too collective. You know what I mean? I feel like they should have followed brother Malcolm. Well, they should have followed Father King. You feel me? Because it took him dying for us to get the illusion of freedom. Because we don't got real freedom. They gave us the idea that we have freedom. We don't really got freedom, man. We really don't. We in the same position that we was when our grandparents were our age. But just now they can't call it the N-word to our face. They do it in different ways.
Vote, vote, vote.
We've been voting for decades. Nothing meaningful has been accomplished.
Yeah, voting don't change nothing. We can't think our vote's gonna change anything. Like, we expect these politicians to change shit, and it's only a two-party system. We really can't get changed just by a two-party system. We need more than two parties. We need more than Democrat and Republican. We expect to change from those two systems, man. They're literally the same exact thing, which is different names. They're just sponsored by different corporations.
How has the experience of being black in America changed?
I lived Black history.
Amend, The Fight for America is a performance documentary that examines the revolutions and counter-revolutions that have shaped America.
I remember when Kennedy was shot. I remember when Martin Luther King was shot. We grew up with the Panthers. Things have changed so much.
Every day I have conversations with my children about the current events, things that are going on today, comparing them to years ago.
Were you taught Black history as a child?
Yes and no. They would, but it was always a whitewashed version of history. Like, oh, racism ended when the Civil Rights Movement was.
I was taught the bare minimum. Everyone learns about Martin.
That's the problem with the American school system. They teach us the bare minimum. The only thing they teach black people is that you were a slave, Martin Luther King got killed. Nah, Abe Lincoln freed. Nah, you was a slave. Abe Lincoln freed you. A motherfucker had a dream. He got killed. Then you free. That's how they really taught us. There's more than that. So I feel like black history is world history. For me, you can't not teach black history. You feel me? It's one of the most important history. Our history has shaped and changed the whole world.
Martin Luther King. I honestly wish I learned a little bit more about slavery.
Today, I'm looking forward to being understood. A lot of the experiences that I have with older black people is, I'm the parent, you're the child, you don't have an opinion.
In my day, we had a consensus. We knew exactly what the priority was. Today's youth, they have a lot of mixed messages. So I'm looking to hear what message is it that they're trying to get across.
This is my thing, bro. These older generations, they don't understand, bro. We in the same situation as we been in, bro. Ain't shit changed, and shit will never change unless black people understand this. Black people need to understand this, like the whole Black Lives Matter protest. It really ain't changing nothing, bro. Peacefully protesting ain't changing shit. They don't care about the hashtags you create. They don't care about the movement. They don't care about the flags you're making. They don't care about you protesting in the street, burning shit down. They still gonna get paid off of that. Let me tell you something. The white man understands two languages. It's money and violence. And we don't need no more violence in this world, bro. Violence is overplayed. We don't need no more hate. We don't need no more violence. This is what black people need to get through their brains, bro. We need to start depending on white business and have our own black business, have our own Black Wall Street like they did in Oklahoma back in those days before it was destroyed. The Rosewood Massacre before the white people destroyed it. Came in and just destroyed it, man. That's the problem. We don't got financial freedom. That's the only way we can get free from the white man. We need financial freedom. We need to strengthen the African American community's economy. Because they'll never respect us. They never will unless we get money. Because money is the only thing that they care about. It's the only thing that can sway their opinions on anything.
So
Fuck this that, man. Hey, look. But we need to change, bro. We need to start working together instead of hating on each other.
My name is Beverly Arrington. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 70 years old.
Wow.
I have
Happy
three
birthday.
children, 7 grandchildren and 3 beautiful great-grandchildren.
You look amazing.
Thank you so much.
My name is Skip Townsend, 57 years old, born and raised right here in Los Angeles. I'm the father of 12 children.
Dang.
I have 15 grandchildren.
Dang.
I have 1 great grandbaby. I'm an advocate for peace. So I'm a domestic violence counselor, anger management, parenting.
I'm Cynthia Singleton. I'm 74 years old.
Oh, she
My
knows.
main thing in retirement is I'm a coordinator for intergenerational tutoring program for LAUSD, and I'm happy. I'm really fortunate. I have a good life.
She's really pretty.
Hi, I'm
She's
Alex
good for her age.
Alexandra. I'm 17. I'm a high school student. I'm biracial, so it's kind of hard for me to find my part of society. So I fight for literally everybody because I understand that we are extremely marginalized and we deserve.
That's sort of the problem. You can't fight for everybody, baby. You gotta be for the cause. You can't try to, I gotta fight for everybody. You need to focus on one cause, baby. You can't put your efforts everywhere, baby. You're gonna be a part of it or you're not.
Better.
My name is Devin Hayden. I'm 17 years old. When I go to college, I hope to pursue a degree in political science because I feel as though there are not enough young people or black people in government.
Hello, I'm Bree.
Speaking on that's a problem, bro. That all the people in charge in the Senate were alive during racist times, where people could be racist and say all this wild shit like Mitch McConnell and shit like that. I feel like, as everybody always say, I feel like the Senate should have like a age that you can't be a part of the Senate anymore. I think it should be like 55 because we don't need no damn 70 or 80-year-old man who's out here during racism and shit like that and during these wild ass times. We don't need you, bro. Times has changed.
I'm in school. I go to FITM, and I'm studying merchandising and marketing. I also work at a bakery, just getting me through college. But yeah, I'm just taking life one day at a time and just trying to figure out my space in this world.
Can I get my grandparents on the right and my teens on the left? If you agree, step forward. If you disagree, stay back. My generation has had it harder than the other side.
I ain't gonna cap. The older generation had it harder. They got the brunt of it. Honestly, they got called the N-word, sprayed, dogs hacking them. They got it harder. We have it hard too, but we don't got as hard as them. Honestly, they have it super hard. They got the brunt. They got the purity bad of it. You feel me? We got more of the back end side. Like when they were young, the racism they got blatant racism in their face. We get subtle racism, and still we get mistreated, but. They got blatant racism just thrown in their face, getting called monkey, the N-word, being on the back of the bus, having cops beating them for no reason. We still get that today, but they had it way worse, in my opinion. Older people did.
My first job was at a bank. They would.
Oh yeah, and I have a story too. My grandmother, she's 70 something. She went through segregation too. She used to play basketball and shit. Stuff. Cause she was a really tall woman. And she had white teammates. Her white teammates got to go through the front, and she told me a story. She said I had to go through the back and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, man, that's crazy that she had to go through that. I just thank God, I ain't have to go through that.
Used me as the supervisor, but I was still making minimum wage. And then they promoted all of these other people who were white. I didn't have any of the titles and did all the work. I was trusted to do the work. I wasn't trusted to get paid any more money.
I had a job, and they actually told me that I looked too militant because I had a fro, and I was proud of my fro. And I had an Afro sticker on my car, and they told me in order to continue to work here, you have to get rid of the fro and get the Afro sticker off of your car. We had to toe the line and look the best, act the best in order to have any kind of advancement, whereas now I think things are a little looser.
They had to be the best of everything. You feel me? Black people nowadays, I feel like we should have been like more. We should be more like them because they was always on their best behavior because they know they couldn't slip up once or they wouldn't have nothing. They'd be nothing. They'd be homeless. You feel me? Because everything they did was scrutinized under like such a little microscope. Stuff like that. And my grandmother, my dad's mom, my granny, she the same thing. She don't like men with long hair. She said that doesn't look good. You feel me? And I'm like, bro, that's like European beauty standards. You feel me? I like my long hair. I like having my afros, my twists and whatnot. It's my hair. It's how I express myself. And she told me something. A real man, a businessman supposed to have a low haircut. I said, Granny, a businessman can have any haircut. Your haircut should not stop you from being a businessman. And that's a shame though. And that's a lot of stuff a lot of black people got to go through. We got to change our hair up and whatnot just to be accepted by white corporate America. And I don't like that. I want to be able to keep my hair. I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to my hair. My hair should not affect my work. And my hair should not affect the jobs I should be able to get as a human being. That's just stupid. It's just what's on top of my head. What kind of hair I got? What kind of hair I got don't make me less professional, less educated, none of that.
For me, I think being 14, 15 years younger than you two, my challenges were different. It wasn't about a job. We couldn't go to the movies because the Crips had started. Because now we can't go to the park. Now when I go to school, there's a different element. So when my mother tells me to go to the store, and the store is maybe 2 blocks away, but I know just crossing that busy street puts me in danger, it'll make me go 6, 7 blocks the other way. And my whole world was not about get a high school diploma. I just want to get home every night. So it's just so many things that were dangerous in my growing up in the 1980s and 90s that I think that what the children have today is a silver or maybe even golden spoon.
Disagreeers, please step forward.
Bring the golden spoon era in here.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you guys said, and we could even say that we've had a golden spoon in our mouths. You guys aren't wrong with that.
Yeah, we have it bad, but we don't got to, you feel me? We still ain't free all the way, but we ain't have it as bad as them. The niggas had it horrible. Horrible.
I mean, you guys definitely like paved the way for us. So we're just following in your footsteps almost. I do think that our
You feel me? And anytime about some silver spoon, that's what you supposed to do. You the elder. You supposed to pay the way. You supposed to make it easy for the young folk. You supposed to run the force so the later generation can have it easy. That's the purpose of being a parent, being an elder. That's the problem. You feel me? They talking about some silver spoon. Like, nigga, come on. That comment was unwarranted, unneeded. That's really immature comment. You did your job. You did what you were supposed to do as an elder. I appreciate them for doing that. I appreciate them for doing their jobs as elders.
generation has a lot of pressure on our career and education, and I appreciate it. It is very stressful. My parents want me to have a good job and go to a good school. My grandparents want the same, but it's because they want me to have what they didn't have.
I wholeheartedly agree that you guys had it way harder, but you guys were lucky in the point that you knew who the racists were. You knew the KKK was.
She's right about that. And that, like I said before, they had purity, blatant racism. We have that subtle racism. I'd rather have purity, blatant racism. I hate subtle racism. I hate thinking, like these white allies. You feel me? I don't trust white allies in general. Like these white allies, they'll tell you, yeah, Black Lives Matter, this, that, and the fourth. But then they'll go home and call you a monkey, a racist, just be the most racist person ever, and it'll be the person who's racist in your face that don't be as racist as the person who's your friend. If that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. It be the motherfucker that you never expect to be the worst.
Down the street over there, you knew because they was in your face with it. Now, in the face of technology and the new age, people are way covert about it. They hide it. I've had somebody comment monkey under my thing, and I didn't even know who it was. I'm only 17. I'm not prepared to have somebody on the internet who doesn't know who I am call me derogatory slurs or, threaten to kill me.
My thing about it, I don't know, that's never affected me. Somebody call me black, monkey, ugly, N-word. That's never really affected me. It's like, brother, my grandparents had it worse than me, and I'm like, bro, that really don't affect me. I don't know. It's like white people on the internet, they love you. They like, I don't know, when they say the N-word and stuff like that. I guess they get some type of rush, and that shit. I just be like, bro, you doing too much, my nigga. It's like, cool. I've heard that shit my whole life. I've been called the N-word and monkey my whole motherfucking life. Cause you saying that now, you about to make me break down and like, I don't know. I think they feel like I care. Like, you ain't gonna come at my face, but like on the internet, bro, I just don't take it serious. I'm like, bro, you look stupid to me, my nigga. Like, ooh, you said the N-word, my nigga. You want a cookie, bitch?
You know what it's like to experience overt racism. I don't, but I need you guys in situations like that because I don't know what to do.
I do have to say one thing that I kind of disagree with. I feel as though the younger generation doesn't have as much guidance or a specific goal that you guys had. You guys had people like Malcolm X. You guys had people like Fred Hampton. You've had people like that.
We don't have leaders, bro, because we look up to basketball players and stuff like that. And them niggas really ain't about shit. Them niggas say quote-unquote activists. But we don't got real activists like they did back in the day. Because every time a black man tries to get in the power, a black man tries to change somewhere, they get a black leader, gets killed and shot down. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If a black man really start making a change, he's gonna get killed or called a rapist or called all type of names, or they're gonna drag his name through the dirt like they always do.
Who do we have? Obama, maybe? We don't really have those leaders to guide us in a certain direction.
I disagree. I think you are the leaders. People.
That's my thing. You feel me? Everybody, I feel like we need this one week. We need somebody to guide us. We need a guiding light as black people because we're lost. We need a guiding light. We need somebody who we can see and be like, that motherfucker, we gonna follow him. He knows what he's talking about and he's about something. That man right there has a plan, and I believe in his plan. And his plan for the community will change it. That's what we need right now in the black community. First off, we need to fix the black nuclear family. We need to get black women back with black men and have an actual family. We don't need the fathers breaking up with the mothers like this. We need black women and black men to get married and stay married, like our grandparents did. And you feel me? Sometimes it don't work out. Sometimes you feel me? You fall in love with somebody and it just don't work. And I understand that. I completely understand that. But the black man should still be in the black child's life. The father should always be in the child's life no matter what. Don't let the mother keep you out your life. And black moms should stop trying to use their babies as weapons against black men.
We're going to tell you that you have to aspire to be somewhere, but Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X both died before they were 40. Yeah. They were the leaders when they were your age. So you guys are the leaders. And who you hang around. See, I hung around Big Monster, Tiny Killer, Little Shooter, Baby One Punch. You guys not hanging around them. You're hanging around people who are inspired and motivated to do the same things you're doing. So the leaders are here. I don't think you recognize them because they're right next to you.
We speaking facts, though. We are all leaders, but I feel like we just need this one guiding light. We need one person to shine on everything. Hit him. We need to see him, and I feel like everybody's gonna start getting in.
Protests should be peaceful.
Absolutely not.
I don't know, because I don't think protesting really change anything, bro. I've always said protesting changes nothing. They do not care about you protesting. I promise you that. Look at Martin Luther King. He peacefully protested, and black people still getting killed in the streets by cops. And we pretty much, we ain't going through the same thing, but we still going through the same shit. They don't care about protesting. They care about money. That's the only thing. Money and violence, that's the only two things they care about. And that's going to make them care. And we don't need no more violence. So like I said before, we got to get financial freedom. We actually got to keep money in the black community.
I've seen in the 1992 riots and also in the recent uprisings that a lot of opportunists were there. And it was the opportunity to tear up our own communities. The emotions.
Yeah, that's my problem too. What they did back in the day, I never understood this. Like the Watts riots and all that stuff, they destroyed their where they lived at. It's just like that. And the Rodney King riots. My thing is this: they should have went up that. They should have went into Beverly Hills, where all the rich white people live, and destroyed all that shit. I promise you, if they did that, that would have made an actual difference. They are destroying where you live at. That's never made sense to me why black people do that. They destroy their neighborhoods and their businesses, but they don't go to the rich white neighborhoods and destroy their businesses and their neighborhoods.
The drive, the passion creates something that turns violent, it turns ugly, and the rest of the world is able to see that there's a lack of control. Let's work on finding a solution rather than just destroying the community.
I think one of the greatest examples is the bus boycott. The world runs on economics. It's all about the money. Hurt them in the wallet. You can march.
Like I just said, marching doesn't change shit. We need to stop buying. We need to stop spending our money at their establishments and start spending our money in our establishments. My nigga, we need a black-owned Walmart, a black-owned laundromat, a black-owned Chick-fil-A, a black-owned McDonald's. That's what we need. We need to stop spending money at their establishments. Trust me. Black people spend so much money. Black people stop putting that money in the white man's pocket and start putting it in the black man's pocket and start building our own places, or we can buy our own island type shit. Then it could be an actual change.
To you're blue in the face, but unless they're going to lose money, then it doesn't affect them as much as the bottom line does, that these people are going to actually stop buying our products. Affect the money, and I think you'll get a much longer reaching effect.
She's correct.
And you seem so peaceful.
I think when we were going through the Black Lives Matter protests this past year, you know, the peaceful protests were never seen. You know, we would see a 10-second clip of it and be like, oh, there was a peaceful protest an hour ago. Although I don't agree with violence, I don't want anyone to get killed or hurt, I do think that it brings a little bit more awareness to what we're fighting for.
I can see where they're coming from too, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just businesses. I really don't give a fuck. It ain't none of my shit. I ain't no billionaire. I'm just saying, don't destroy your neighborhood. That's my thing. Don't destroy your neighborhood. You can destroy these corporations and shit like that. I be seeing white people on the internet talking about some, oh my God, they're destroying Target. Like, my nigga, Target does not care about you. That's not hurt Target's pocket. One store, that's $1 billion or $1 trillion company. That one store really don't mean shit. They probably got that shit insured to the teeth. So it really don't matter.
I agree to an extent. I am a product of the Watts riots. We lived at 115th and Central. Our friends were all in those riots. They'd knock on the door and tell my mother, hey, Miss Addie, keep the kids inside. Things are getting bad out here. I don't agree with everything that happened in the Watts riots because there was a lot of destruction, but the Watts riots are still referenced today. My father always said the squeaky wheel gets the oil, but I don't want anybody to be hurt. I don't want to see a repeat of what we saw at the Capitol. None of us want to see any kind of nonsense like that. We want to have a message with what you're doing.
Yeah, to some extent I completely agree, but at the same time I'm a wholehearted believer in civil disobedience. For example, the Founding Fathers, though I am very critical of them, they used violent tactics to get from Britain to be independent. This is just property damage. I don't really necessarily care if a building gets burned down, if a cop car gets burned down, because how many people have been killed by the hands of the police and nothing has happened?
The whole reason why people protest is because they're upset about something. Black people have every single right to be upset, and I don't think that we would have got the killers of George Floyd convicted had we been out there just holding a sign, please convict. No, we need to apply pressure to the government, because if they...
My fault, I got a call from Sean. I know you watched this. I call me on record shit. But nah, man. These cops, bro, this is what these cops do, bro. They kill a black person, they could put on paid leave, and they come back when he died down, or they just go to a different department, bro. They should start throwing cops into prison. And I'm not into the whole defund the police thing, but they need a police reform. They need a police reform. They need to get rid of every single police and have all these motherfuckers. And they actually need to change the standards and all that shit. Because it's a shame that these famous people and these basketball players and these artists and these singers and these actors are seen. People expect more from them than we do the people who are sworn to protect and serve us. That's a problem. A lot of these cops were kids who got bullied, who have anger issues, who don't know how to actually talk down situations and de-escalate situations like they were taught to. They just want to shoot first and ask questions later because they know they really won't get in trouble. And there are some bad and some good cops. Not all cops are bad, not all cops are good. There's some people who actually want to make a difference who have the blue uniform on and stuff like that. But there's some people like abusing their power who just want to, just say fuck it, I don't care. And that's why I believe in people should police their own communities. I don't think a cop from Arkansas should be in the south side of Chicago trying to be a police in the south side of Chicago because he already got his mind filled with stories or he hears these news reports. I think a cop from the south side of Chicago should be a police in the south side of Chicago. I think a cop from Arkansas should be a cop in Arkansas. Because you don't want to be influenced by the thoughts of, oh man, I heard this, that, and the fourth is going on, so like I'm scared and I don't want to be there, man. That's a dangerous thing, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I get mad on charger. That's unprofessional.
I think that we're not going to step up and take action and hold them accountable. They're not going to do anything.
Okay, I'm going to interject a thought since I'm the senior here. Believe this if you believe nothing else. What you do now will follow you for the rest of your life. This world is digitized, and you don't want to get in this man's system, because this brother can testify, once he gets you in that system, he will keep his foot on your neck, and you will never, ever hardly get free. Say you do something bad, you get arrested, how's that arrest record going to affect you for the rest of your life? I want people to think of long range. I think the Black Lives Matter, what made me overjoyed, and I had tears, because they got it. These kids finally got it. Vote, vote, vote.
Nigga, vote don't change shit, my nigga. I've always said vote does not change anything. Your votes really don't matter, my nigga. Like, I understand people say, oh, don't vote on a presidential level. I say vote and on a state level. That actually changes something. State level votes, that changes something, but not like presidential votes and stuff like that. Them people do not care about your votes. Presidential, that's what I always say. Vote at your state level, your city level, you know what I mean, your county level. That's where the change begins.
Protest, yes, but where's the power?
I definitely think that you should be voting, but we have to recognize how undemocratic our system is. We've been voting for decades. Nothing meaningful has been accomplished. There are still disparities when it comes to education. There are still disparities when it comes to police brutality. There are still disparities when it comes to drug charges. These are all problems, and we've been voting, and it hasn't been working.
Okay, I hear you, and I understand you. But you have to work within the system you live in. The system you live in is voting. And as you can see, Biden and Harris are in office. Voting put them there. Think about what you're doing.
I don't like Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like none of them, bro. Kamala Harris out here throwing young black men in prison for weed and shit like that. But when she asked, did she smoke weed, she chuckled. Joe Biden's a racist. Donald Trump's a racist. He's a rich old white man. I mean, he's racist. None of these people have anything good in mind for us or for anybody who ain't rich and white. Those are the only people who they really care about. Poor white people, they in the same boat as African Americans and minorities, and they don't want to accept it. And that's the problem. That's the problem in the world, in America, and in the world. Honestly, it's two main problems: it's race and it's a class war. It's a class war. We need to fix the race problem in America first. Then we can fix the class war. You feel me? I feel like if poor white people understand that rich white people don't have their best interest in heart. If they stop trying to see, oh, he's rich and white and he has money, so he has my best interest at heart. If poor white people will understand, oh, because he's rich and white, he don't understand me. But a black person got more in common with me than a rich white person do. And then when they see that, they're gonna be like, oh, I bet. Then we can see the real enemy, the rich people, the real enemy.
Who it's affecting, and in the long range. It's not just that one day, it's what's the far-reaching effect of this?
What's the misconception people might have about you as a brand?
I think most people think that I'm mean. I know some of the girls where I work would say, she's mean, but boy, she'll get you out of trouble with the union. I'm very straightforward, and I'm very...
That's an older woman, like my dad's mom, she's just like this. And stuff. That's the older woman, they pretty straightforward.
blunt. I've always been, because I grew up in a family that was very structured. It was a very religious family, and my parents believed in corporal punishment. And I'm glad, because it's helped me a great deal in my adult life. I think it was a good thing. Hard when you're young. You don't understand it, but in the long run, I think it's a good thing.
I have dated people of another race.
I don't do that. I don't date white. I could date Hispanic women or Asian women, but I prefer African American as my first choice, honestly. But I don't date white women at all.
I couldn't get past a couple of dates because we went to Alvera Street, and lo and behold, we ran into all these brothers. And I just felt so uncomfortable. It's not the same for you as it is for us a long time ago. These were in the 60s. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't continue. And when I told him, I felt bad because he said, you're a racist. You won't date me because of my skin color. And I thought about it, and I said, yeah, that's deep. I've always felt bad about that, but I just couldn't do it.
I mean, I'm in a relationship right now with a white person. If you like, you like.
This is my thing, bro. don't say you pro-black if you married or you going out with a white one person, man or female, or whatever. You can't be pro-black. Pro-black means that you for the black nuclear family, bro. You can't be that if you ever going out with a white nigga. Like, her opinion on everything was just thrown out the window. You ain't pro-black, and her teeth big as shit, so her opinion doesn't mean nothing. Everything she says is invalidated. And if he say I go out with a white woman, he says I got a girl right now, she white, his whole opinion's thrown out to my nigga.
Like that's it. It shouldn't.
Because the minute you go with somebody white or you marry somebody white, my nigga, you have interest in a different community, my nigga. Your interest in that person's community too, my nigga. So your opinion means nothing.
Be a
Can
discussion.
I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
When you go out and you see brothers, African American men, do they look at you different because you're with a white guy?
1,000%. Like I told him, people are gonna look at us, and they're not looking at you. They're looking at me because I'm with you. It doesn't make me uncomfortable, but I do see people staring.
I think even though I'm not against interracial dating,
Me
I think
neither.
that if the child is black, that they should never lose that black culture and try to assimilate another culture. I have a problem and an issue with that.
So I'm obviously a product of an interracial relationship. My mom is Filipino, my dad is black. Watching my parents try to understand each other, and then me being a biracial person, like, it's really hard to bridge that gap because my mom is an immigrant from the Philippines. She doesn't know what the black experience is. I see the disparity in understanding. And in the same sense that my dad doesn't really understand what I go through. And I'm in a relationship with a black person right now. And it's so much simpler to explain, like, this is my experience as a black woman. This is what you will have to deal with, police brutality if my child is dark skinned. But until this point, I've never encountered anyone that is willing to sit down with me and be like, okay, your experience is valid. We're going to get through it together. Because they completely shut down when they realize you have baggage.
That's how you going through it.
In 8th grade, I gave a speech to about 5,000 people. It was for the promotion from 8th grade to 9th grade. And they were always telling me, oh, I'm so articulate. And I don't like that very much because I'm like, well, what does that mean, you know?
Sometimes I act white.
This my thing. Ain't no thing is acting white. People say acting white is when you act proper. This thing is acting white. You can't act the color. That's not real. That's just a fucking bullshit ass concept.
When someone says you act white, that's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's more like a colloquial term that people use to refer to one power. When people refer to me as like, oh yeah, you talk white, you sound white, you dress white, they're referring to a higher status than my color, my skin color.
Ain't nobody gonna take me seriously if I spoke like this. If I went to a meeting and I spoke with like the little twang in your voice, they gonna think, oh, you one of them ghetto ones. You the loud, angry black woman. So I have to present myself in a way that is consumable and acceptable to the people that I.
And that's my thing. My parents always tell me, yo, Trey, you gotta be acceptable. You gotta be able to code switch and whatnot and sports like that. But it's like, man, listen here, bro. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I need. Cause in this world, I only got one go around, bro. I'm not gonna change myself for any amount of money. I'll stay. Motherfucking say, Trey, you sound ignorant. You don't make sense. This, that, and the fourth. I'm not gonna change myself. People say you're not gonna get nowhere in your life. You don't want to change yourself, and it's like that. I understand as a person, you gotta evolve. I 100% understand that. I'm a young African American gentleman in the world. I'm evolving right now. I'm changing right now as we speak. I'm not gonna be the same as I am 2 days from now. I'm not gonna be the same person I am 10 years from now. Hopefully I change. I don't want to be a stagnant person. I ain't saying I'm not saying I'm gonna be stagnant. I'm saying I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I feel is right. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna change the way I speak to make you more comfortable, to make you feel like, oh, all right, you a good one. I can speak however I want to. I can talk in fucking purity gibberish. It still makes sense. As long as I'm making sense and as long as I'm smart, it don't matter. I'm not gonna code switch to make you feel more comfortable. Why I gotta make you feel more comfortable, huh? What makes the way I speak not right? What makes the way you speak right? What makes the way I act, the way I talk, the way I sound not right? That's my thing. I don't do that, bro. Like my grandma, my dad's mom, she would say, you gotta cut your hair if you want a job. Like, nigga, I'm not cut my hair for nobody, bro. If I don't give a fuck. I flip burgers with my hair and be happy. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather be happy cut my hair and be fucking miserable and make 100,000 a year. I'd rather flip burgers at fucking McDonald's and have a head full of hair if I wanted. Cause that's a lot of people. A lot of people always try to think money is happiness. It can get you a little something. It can get you experiences. I understand that, but it's just like I'm not gonna sacrifice my happiness for some money. I really can't. At the end of the day, bro, we only got one go around in life, bro. I'm gonna make this go around the most. I'm gonna take the most out of it. I'm gonna do what I want, when I want, how I want. It's just that simple.
I'm presenting myself with.
Do you think that you being mixed has anything to do with that?
Oh yeah, Asian people have this positive stereotype that they're
The model.
the model minority myth, like you're the smart, you're the good minority. And if people see me as that Asian self and I distance myself from the blackness, which I've had to do before in order to give myself good opportunities.
See, that's a problem in America. You gotta distance yourself away from your blackness to get opportunities. I'm not doing that, baby. I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck about that opportunity. You can keep that opportunity for all I give a fuck about. I don't want no opportunity. I gotta change my core person, who I am for it. Ain't no opportunity, ain't no money, ain't no amount of money can make Travancia Jerome Washington change the person that he is. I'm gonna be this way. I'm gonna be Travancia Jerome Washington till I hit the fucking dirt. Until they lay me to rest. I'm gonna be the person I wanna be. I'm gonna live how I wanna live. I'm gonna talk how I wanna talk. I'm gonna walk how I wanna walk. I'm gonna breathe how I wanna breathe.
It's unfair.
It doesn't apply to me. It's, my mother used to always tell me that I act black. So I had a hard time trying to get to the other side of that, and I don't think I ever reached it. I don't think I ever acted white.
Maybe I should have said agree. I do act professional in
Bitch, you act white. You go with a white man.
certain
Shut up.
settings. Like I work in customer service. I have to raise my voice 3 octaves for people to think that I'm being respectful. And maybe people think I'm white over the phone. Maybe my name and my voice correlates. I could be white, but I never tried to be white.
I think that I've heard
That's definitely the whitest active person in the group. The girl go the white boy.
the term, you're one of those educated black women. I love being professional. I love my education to shine. Love it. Can move in the other direction if made to do so. I can go south real quick. Okay?
I think that people mistake being articulate and educated.
For being white, Trace, that's weird. You feel me? You're articulate, you're educated. Oh, you're white automatically. That sounds stupid. That sounds like it's like black people really anti-intellectual. That's what it sounds like. Like a nigga start using big words. Somebody black gonna say, "Oh, nigga, you talking white as shit." That's like it's a real big anti-intellectual sentiment in the black community. That's a real problem.
For trying to be white. But I think our generation, that was the norm. You strived every day to be intelligent.
Correct.
I'm gonna be blunt. You don't go out ashy, put that Vaseline on your
on the
legs and on
elbows.
your elbows. Don't go out with rollers in your hair. Are you crazy? We were taught you have to be better. You have to look better, you have to act better, you have to dress better. You represent a whole group of people. And I think that
And that's a problem too when it comes to being a black person. Ain't no ain't no individualism. It's a black person. One black person do everything, and they just put all over one black person. Like the hate crimes that happen to Asian people right now. It's like a couple black people did some shit to Asian people. Automatically, Asian people saying, "Oh, only black people are beating up Asian people," when it's been white people been doing it the whole time. And like it's not fair. I mean, it's not really fair, you know. But white people, when white person does something, it's like, oh, it's just that person. Oh, it's not the whole group. It's not individualism amongst black people. It's not fair to me, and I hate that. I hate that I gotta represent everybody, or say like I got a job, right, and I'm just disrespectful and I'm rude. They'll probably never hire another black person because they'll be like, oh damn, so probably everybody black is gonna be like this. So I gotta act right, or I'm gonna fuck up a job for another black person.
that ideology may be lost a little now when you go out, but we were trained to act the best we could act, not to use ebonics. You know, we had to survive. I don't look at it as a negative thing.
James Baldwin once said that whiteness is a metaphor for power. Black people are trying to get educated, trying to seek intelligence and knowledge to gain power in one way or another, whether it be economic power, whether it be culturally. We want to be recognized as human beings.
Yes, sir. All right, that was well said.
I think he.
The
I
most
think he a
impactful
blood.
event for me was being incarcerated in LA County Jail in 1998. I was wrongfully accused and treated unfairly, in particular because my father passed away while I was about to start a trial for 2 life sentences. And the reward that I got for my father passing away is I was put in a hole. The system didn't know what to do with me, so they put me in isolation. It was done to protect the other inmates because I might have been volatile and going through something and would have exploded, and that's definitely unfair. I think that the system needs to integrate some healthier procedures.
I have trauma.
I would just say I have a lot of trauma with the cops. My dad always had run-ins. I was always in the car from a young age, and I just get immense anxiety, like passing a
like
cop
white man,
car,
'cause she-
seeing a cop.
That's probably why she like white man, because she seen her father get harassed by the car so much. She probably say, "Oh, if I'm with a white man, the cops ain't gonna mess with him because he's a white man."
When I first started driving, my parents had me put like my registration, everything like right above my head so I didn't have to reach, so I wouldn't get shot. When I get pulled over, I FaceTime my father. I have video. Like, it's stressful to be afraid of a cop on a daily basis, but that's what I gotta go through.
I watch black people die on TV like it's a show for everyone to see. I watched George Floyd die in front of the entire world in my phone. That looked like my father to me. When I saw Breonna Taylor, I thought of my sister. When I saw Ahmaud Arbery, I saw my older brothers. It takes a toll on you to see that and to constantly understand that.
I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm just desensitized to violence. That shit is horrible and shit, but it's just like that shit happen every day, bro. We gotta change, bro. Cause this was gonna happen, bro. This shit gonna happen again, and niggas gonna make a big fuss about it. Shit ain't gonna change.
That this is your reality. This could potentially be me. I've been assaulted and experienced microaggressions and have been harassed before. And, you know, nobody really wants to talk about it because what do you say to like a 12-year-old girl who's just been, you know, sexualized? It's a painful conversation that a lot of people are not ready to have.
So acknowledging everything you guys said, I want to talk about PTSD, but not post-traumatic stress disorder. I want to talk about what you just said, which is present. It's happening right now. It's reoccurring trauma. I feel like I'm in a domestic violence relationship with law enforcement, with society, with the government. And at any moment, my life and my children's life are in danger. And you guys as well. Yeah. So it's not post-traumatic, it's present, it's right now.
He's speaking fact, though.
That's one of the blessings of growing old. You get control of your emotions more. So I don't think I'm as stressed as a lot of people over the things that are happening. They affect me, but I know that I can't control it. So what is that going to cost me in the long run if I lose myself and my health? And everybody doesn't have that luxury to be able to do that, and I understand that. And because I think 2 things happened to me when I was a younger woman in my 30s, 40s. My son was shot and killed on the street, a drive-by shooting, and 2 years later, my husband committed suicide. So
I'm sorry for people. That shit crazy.
you get so you realize you can't control everything.
That's a shame, bro. It's like that's a part of life, bro. Like she had to bury her son and bury her husband, bro. Like 2 years later, bro. It's a problem. It's a problem in this world. In this world, I get that, man. You know what I mean? Especially in America too. We're supposed to be the best country. We always say the home of the free and the land of the brave, but that shit ain't real, man. We got people starving, people eating out of trash can. We got children who don't know where their fucking next meal's coming from. You go to places like Chicago, it's a fucking war zone. People the morgues getting filled by the fucking thousands. The cops don't care, the parents don't care, nobody cares. That's a problem. We can't be the best country in the fucking world. We got shit like this going on. Like that's why I always say America's a second world country with makeup on.
But you can control how you react to it. And you've got to get yourself under control or you will lose yourself. So I guess in a way, I have what do you call it?
PTSD.
PTSD, yeah. So I seem very composed, I seem very cool. It's because you have to be to survive.
That's a problem. As a black person, you can't show your feelings. You gotta be
It's all
tough.
about
You gotta
surviving.
be. You gotta hold your composure. No matter what.
Generational trauma is real.
That's it. Post-slavery trauma
Yeah.
went into my grandparents, who taught my mother, and my mother taught me. It's really important to know that it has been passed on. My mother beat me because her mother beat her.
Yes.
Her mother beat her because her mother beat her.
Yes.
Because they did not want the masters on the plantations to beat their children. So they said, no, beg them, please, no, I'm gonna teach them. And they get a whip and go beat their own kids so that
Yeah.
someone else wouldn't. And this is passed down. This is handed down to me, even where, I said I have 12 children. Well, 7 of the oldest ones, they too got beatings, where the last 5, they got talking to, they got timeouts, and we go sit on the porch. It's a different concept, and it is definitely handed down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I don't got no problem. So I spank my kids, but I ain't gonna be going crazy, body slamming niggas, beat niggas down. I'm gonna spank them. I'm gonna spank my children. I ain't gonna go crazy. I'll give them like 5 or 15 hits with the bit. I ain't gonna tuck it back and try to make the skin red and peel it off. I ain't doing all that shit.
So it
I
goes
agree.
back all the way to slavery.
I would take it back to
That's crazy.
pre-slavery.
Adding on to what you say, that's kind of why a lot of stress-induced illnesses, it runs in black families, is because we're constantly under this pressure and stress. Mental health isn't something that black people can afford to deal with because you have a whole bunch of other issues to deal with in the day-to-day life. You can't afford to go see a therapist because you got to get them bills paid.
Right.
And I just want
That's
to
a
say
problem.
that
That's a problem. Black community. We do got other problems, man. We need to start going to the motherfucking therapist and shit and talk about our problems.
we were told you will deal with things that you've never dealt with before, so you're going to have to, find your way. And just dealt with it maybe very privately, or go to church and listen to the sermons, and let the pastor tell us.
I don't know, bro. Church really don't change shit for me, man. Like, I'm a Christian, but I don't go to church, bro. I got a big problem with the church in the black community. You know what I mean? The church, is one of the biggest leaders in the black community, bro. Like, there's homeless, there'd be this gigantic church on the corners in the hood where motherfuckers is going homeless. People don't got food. People don't got no place to stay, but the church be closed and they don't be feeding nobody. That's a problem. These motherfuckers be taking at least $1,000+ from the poor every Sunday, 365 days a year. I don't like that about the church, how they take money. I understand the pastors got to get paid. I understand they take some of the tithes and offerings and give it to the pastor 100%. I understand that. But it's like, why not put some of the money that you get in, you got to fix up the church, keep the church going. But how about some of the little bit of extra money, you give it to, you put it back in the neighborhood where the church at, huh? How about build some cottages downstairs for the homeless or people, soup kitchens and whatnot. I understand some churches do that, but not all though. I feel like it's the house of God. I don't think I don't even think churches are really needed, because God said you can praise me where the fuck you want to praise him at. Oh God, Lord, forgive me for saying your name, cussing. But he said you can praise him anywhere you want to praise him. You can praise him in a strip club if you really wanted to.
What's all this stuff that's going on?
Yes, a lot of people went to church and dealt with stuff. Other people went outside the liquor store. So Mad Dog 2020, Cisco, St. Ives, Old English became the healing. They dealt with it through alcohol or substance abuse.
Living in the United States is a privilege.
Man, fuck, I can't stand when white people say, go back to your country, go back to your country. My nigga, my ancestors built this country. Why the fuck would I go anywhere? I don't know shit about Africa, my nigga. I ain't even want to be here in the first place. You took me, and this ain't even your country. If a Native American person say, get out my country, then I gotta be like, all right, you understand. What you saying right now is kind of correct. I'm in your country. It was stolen from you. You a thief. How the hell a thief gonna kick me out something he brought me into? You the thief. You ain't even a homeowner. You killed the homeowner and brought me along as a maid. I'm like, yeah, this country, man. Living in America ain't no fucking privilege, my nigga. I don't know why. Motherfuckers be holding America up to too high standards. America really ain't all that. It's decent as shit, my nigga. It's decent as fuck. Ain't no damn privilege living in this fucking place, my nigga. The fuck, nigga. And them motherfuckers really be, and that be pissing me off. Motherfuckers really be having the audacity to say, go back to your country. Like, my nigga, like I said before, we built this country, my nigga. You go. Look, nigga, you go. If you leave, I'll leave. I'll go right behind you. I'll go right behind you. I'll be 10 steps behind you. Believe that one. You go back to Europe and motherfucking like, Switzerland, wherever the fuck, Germany, Ireland, wherever the fuck you came from. I'll go right back to Africa. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'll go. She checked on that. You ain't no picture of this shit.
I mean, yes, there's a million flaws in our system.
That's that white man. That's little. She. I don't know. Whatever she say don't mean shit to me.
Book,
You fucking
have a
white
pencil. So I'm lucky to be here. Get to read, have a book,
you're
have a
right.
pencil. So I'm lucky.
And this is the thing.
Some kids don't even get a million flaws. But we do have all these resources and programs. Some kids don't even get to read, have a book,
you're
have a
right.
pencil.
And my thing, like, watch it. Never mind.
So I'm lucky to be here. That's all. Yeah.
I have been fortunate enough, I've traveled all over the world. Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, China, Italy, Rome, France, and there's no place like the United States.
That's bullshit. Niggas, Singapore is amazing. I don't know that much about Singapore. It's not that bad. There's a really low crime rate. Japan's pretty good. Motherfucking Switzerland, the Netherlands, Germany. Germany's amazing. I've lived in Germany. Those places are amazing compared to America. They're literally amazing compared to America. Every place got their flaws, no fancy buts about that. But America's not that good. It's really not. It's very mid.
Because we have a middle class. Almost everywhere in the world, it's rich or poor. There's no Section 8.
There's literally middle class in like these European countries. You know, some European countries are poor, but like the normal ones, like Britain and stuff like that, pretty normal. I don't know. People act like America just like the fucking savior of the poor. Not really.
There's no WIC. There's no AFDC. You just on your ass.
I've been to other countries as well, and it really matters what you value. Like, when I go to places like the Philippines, yes, they're poor over there, but their family bonds are like this. They are happy. Who do you see who's working a 9-to-5 job behind a desk happy with what they live with? People in the suburbs doing the same thing every day for 40 years, just having kids, staying home, going to work. And I feel like the perception that you guys carry is a result of the indoctrination of the American dream. You're taught that you're gonna get a white picket fence with a nice house in the suburbs, and that's why so many people come here, is because we sell America like this is a utopia.
Really not. She is spitting nothing but facts. I don't give a fuck about the American dream. I just want enough money where I don't gotta listen to nobody. That's what I want. Where I can do what I want, say what I want. I can cuss out whoever I want to. I can call you a bitch. I can say fuck you, fuck you. That's what I want. Real freedom. I want real freedom. I want money where I'm free. I want freedom money. Not money to keep me afloat. I want freedom money. I want money where I'm really free. When I don't gotta work or worry about nobody.
A great place, but then you come here and then you see immigrants suffering. So they come here expecting better, only to have a different set of struggles.
I understand how you feel, but it's one thing to say it than to live it. And even yourself, like when you go to the Philippines, I've been to the Philippines, they were exploited from the military base that was there. I mean, they live in deplorable conditions. Universal health care, yeah, that's all good too, but look at some.
You talking about some other countries don't got middle class shit like that. Fucking Canada. I forgot all about Canada. Canada's literally better than America. Literally, Canada's like up the street from us. Canada's not even that bad. Like people that like she's kind of meat riding America. Like, America's not that good, bro. It's like literally places that do what America do but better. Canada. Little Canada.
Some of the other conditions they live in, we take a lot for granted. I just still say it's not as easy as it looks.
Do you think that America has been good, or do you think black people have been privileged in America?
For me, it's a compare and contrast. This is good about this country, this is bad about America. This is bad about this country, this is good about America. And for me, I feel, I like it here, so.
It's the only
I
place
wanna answer you.
It's the only place I know. Of course you're gonna like it. It's the only place you know. You're gonna know. You don't know nothing better. You feel me? It's like, say I like peach cobbler, but I never had apple pie. I'm like, oh, peach cobbler is amazing. Peach cobbler is this, peach cobbler is that. I'm like, I don't like apple pie. I don't care about apple pie. But I never had apple pie. You can't say peach cobbler is amazing, but you ain't never tasted other flavors. That's just an unfair and biased assumption or opinion.
Your question. That's what's good about traveling. Black people are prejudiced against all over the world. It's not just in America. Because the ruling class has made you think that blonde hair, blue eyes, and light skin is better.
True.
So in Brazil, if you're light skinned, you're better. In Africa, women are dying of cancer to bleach their skin white. So don't think it's just America that suppresses the black man. I'd
It's
be hard
everywhere,
put
though.
for me to leave the United States and be able to survive at the level I live here.
Very good point.
You know, Michael, that this side of the room, the bad hips, the bullet wounds and all that starting to set in for this side, just to let you know, all right?
Black people are resilient.
100%, my nigga, 100%. My thing about this, motherfuckers was slaves. Like, I feel like slaves had to be funny. If there's a bust about that, I feel like slaves had to be some of the funniest motherfuckers that ever set foot on earth. Cause you can't be nothing but funny. You getting your ass whooped every day. You seen your children get killed. You seen your people get hanged. You had to be funny. You had to be able to crack jokes or something. Them niggas had to be funny or something, my nigga. Like, I wouldn't love. I wish I could go back in time and just listen to what they said and heard how they talk. I feel like slaves was cracking jokes about each other all the time, but that's the only way I'd be able to make it. Cause if I was a slave, bro, and it was just, I'd kill myself, bro. I'd kill myself if I couldn't crack no damn jokes or something. At least smile through the motherfucking pain. At least crack jokes, and that's why I feel like black people are so funny. That's why I feel like we do nothing but crack jokes on each other, or crack jokes about people. That's the only thing that we had when we were slaves.
Without a doubt.
I can even speed up for that one.
Easy.
Yeah, you better run to your seats, guys.
Softball question.
I am a strong black woman, and I would not be here today if I wasn't.
Amen,
I
sister.
am a strong black woman as well, because I am willing to take on anything that affects my family, affects the things that I believe in.
Amen.
I'm a strong black man, and I know that because of all the obstacles and challenges that I had to face, not only with society, but I had to face the challenges within my own community. I am resilient because I have the power to harm or to heal, and at this time I choose to heal. I'm resilient.
Power to you.
My great-grandmother was a slave, so it taught my grandfather how to be resilient, how my mom and me. So we've been taught since we
You
were
did it,
Every
white man.
obstacle, all the turmoil we've had to overcome,
You
it's
resilient,
amazing that we're all sitting here right now. Us as a people are one of the most resilient people that have walked this earth.
We've been beaten down, we've been assaulted, we've been torn down in ways I don't even think humanity could even comprehend. And yet we still get up every single time. I'm still going to sit here for hours and listen to you guys tell your stories so that my son or daughter won't have to go through that again. I want it to end.
She's speaking fast, man. That's one thing I always tell people. Know about your history. If you don't know history, history will repeat itself. History is the most important thing. You can't lose history. And I hear how people try to whitewash, blackwash. I hate when people try to change history. Do not change history. History is one of the most important things ever. You gotta know history. Because history repeats itself. Like I've always said, history repeats itself.
End here. We all deserve better.
Well, I want to say that I apologize to you guys because I was expecting, y'all to be sagging. I was expecting you to be combing your hair, twisting you're hitting on your phone and stuff. So I apologize because I had a misconception, but I had no idea who you were going to be. And you guys really are the leaders. So I'm honored and humbled to be in your presence today. Thank you guys
That's
for being
amazing,
here
bro.
because you put something in me.
Well, on that
That's beautiful, man. This is what we need. I feel like as black people, we need to come together. And, as people in general, I feel like there need to be an actual healing, black, white, everybody. I think we all need to come down, just have a little town hall. We need to come down and just sit down and say all the problems of our community and say the wrong things that we've all done to each other and whatnot and the forth. Some people may do a little more apologizing than others, but we just need to talk down and actually come to a consensus and understand that we're all humans at the end of the day, no matter what your skin color is. Race ain't real. It's just a concept made to divide and conquer people. No matter what your skin color is, we all humans at the end of the day. We bleed the same, and we're all gonna end up in the same place. And I feel like the sooner we realize that, we start understanding each other, and we start appreciating each other, and start seeing the beautiful things in our differences, and start hating our differences, I think the world will get better 100%. 100%. Man, it's your boy Trey Woo, man. Make sure you go follow all my social medias at Trey Woo. Make sure you like and subscribe. I love y'all. Stay blessed, my beautiful people and my beautiful sisters. I am out, bro.